Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's almost 9 o'clock, and we'll do the weather update a little earlier because the model's coming earlier because we are now in standard time. So temperatures, after a very warm day, temperatures have dropped into the 50s for the most part. 50 degrees at Carl Place, oddly enough. My alley is still like 60, I think. That's what my thermometer says anyway. It's just unbelievable. We got 40s over there in this is the hot box. That's all I got to say. 47 over there at Old Brookville. So, yeah, getting some radiational cooling because the humidity is still pretty low. We still only have some high clouds around. 52 at Islip, 52 at Shirley, and West Hampton down to 43 already. So, yeah, dropping off nicely. Let's go and take a look and see what we've got at Laguardia. Obviously, this is going to be more in line with what I'm dealing with. Yeah, 58 in Great Neck. You can see it's more in line with what I'm dealing with the alley air here. Still warmer than that in Queens. We're still 65. The city really holding on to the heat. Central Park 61. So still in the 60s in the city. Let's see how about New Jersey. Let's see. So it's dropped in Toms River to 49 in downtown Toms River. And 48 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. Okay, so let's take a look at the lows and the highs today. First, starting off with the lows. Let's take a look to see what our lows were across the area. We still got pretty cool last night. 36 in Carl Place. Still some 30s out there. 30s, mid 30s to low 40s. 42 in Farmingdale. 39 at Islip. 37 in Shirley. Down to 30 in West Hampton, as well as some areas in the interior areas, the South Fork as well. I see a 33 around East Hampton there. Meanwhile, you go toward the city, it is warmer. The lows warmer there. 51 at LaGuardia, 50 in Central Park. And let's now go and look at New Jersey here. 38 was your low in Toms River, 34 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, 33. It looks like around Lakehurst there. So, yeah, it was a cool night. And then the temperatures went up to well up there today. Very warm day today. Not much of a sea breeze. Pretty close to 70 degrees. I was pretty much right about it being around 70 degrees today, even though some people thinking it wasn't going to hit that. And there was a sea breeze in the afternoon, a very weak sea breeze on the South Shore that dropped the temperature slightly. But 69 in Carl Place, 70 for a high at Farmingdale. 70 for a high at Islip, 70 for a high at Shirley. Let's see, West Hampton, 68. So well above normal. That's 15 degrees above normal for the day. Let's look at the city here. It was probably warmer there. Let's see what they have. So 72 at LaGuardia, 68 in Central Park. So yeah, low 70s. In Jersey, probably dealing with low 70s, I bet. Let's see what they were dealing with in Jersey. I see some low 70s around Old Bridge. Let's see. Go further down here to Toms River. Yep, a little warmer in Toms River. 72 in Toms River for our high. So, yeah, pretty warm for November the 9th. And you wonder why our leaves aren't changing that fast. That is why. That is why. We'll look at a few more stations. I want to go to the climate report, too, for... No records were broken, but here's another graphic that the Weather Service put up that will show you here. And again, this shows you, again, another warm day here. Very warm. This kind of shows you the departures from normal. So actually, I don't have to show you the climate report because this will show you all the departures from normal here. Islip's high was 70, normal 56. So that's well above normal. The low is close to normal, though. Note that the lows are fairly close to normal because we get the radiational cooling at night. But you can see everybody 15 degrees above normal. That's quite warm for today. No records broken, though. Let's go to the Wonderground site. And we'll just review a couple of sites here. Show you how they fared. Get this up here in a moment. So you can see the temperatures right now, and again, that alley just held on to 60 degrees. It's so ridiculous. I got all the fans on. Interesting. Trying to keep it cool in here. It's a hot box. So let's go look at Carl Place here. And we'll take a look at Carl Place. So they're actually reading 49.9. So the dew point is malfunctioning though. But yeah, they're getting some good radiational cooling. Look at that spread in the temperatures. Yeah, look at how cold it was in the morning. And then look at that. 30s in the morning, going all the way up to near 70, and then down again. Let's see if there was actually a sea breeze. Now, no sea breeze reported at Carl Place. It was just along the south shore that got a sea breeze. So if you're down in like Belmore or something, let's see what out here in Belmore, South Wantor. All right, you see what I mean? Yeah, there's a sea breeze out here. Probably you see. Let's see. They still managed to get up there though. Let's see. They still got up to 70 though, but you could see. Look what happened. There was a sea breeze that did develop and dropped the temperature down to the 60s in the afternoon. You can see that sea breeze that we never got. We never got that sea breeze. It never really made it much past the South Shore. So only the South Shore got it. It was a South Shore special. Like, they get everything, including that. Well, we were sweating in the middle of the island. Let's go a little further out east and see. Maybe the sea breeze made a little more headway. If we look at North Patchogue and see if the sea breeze made a little more headway over there compared to here. So he's down to 49.5 as well. So nice radiation. I'm so jealous. I just don't get that here. So got up to 70. Let's see. Yep. They actually get a sea breeze most of the day out there. Looks like south. Very weak though. Very weak. It was very weak, but it was enough to keep the temperatures down a little bit, especially once you got after 3 o'clock. Then the temperatures really dropped off really nicely. You know, whereas if you're in the desert west of Toms River, you're not going to get any of that, you know. You're going to be sweating. And if you're right on the water, let's see. Let's look at Fire Island, Pines, for instance. If you're right on the water, you probably never made it out of the low to mid 60s, I bet, today. I know, it's November, we're talking about sea breeze. However, they are warmer tonight because on the water they don't get the radiational cooling, but yeah, only 63.9 at Fire Island, Pines. So on the beach, nice and cool. Much cooler than inland, obviously, you know. Whereas if you go in the North Shore, it's going to be a lot hotter. So let's take a look at Jersey here. And go to those Pine Barrens west of Toms River. I want to see, because they have one hell of a temperature swing, I'm sure. You know, so cold at night and then warm in the morning. I meant warm during the day. Cold in the morning and warm during the day. So they're down to 47.6. And let's wait for it. Wait for the highs to come in. 76.8. That may be a little too much. That might be reading just a little too high. Not that hot there, but no sea breeze. You can see they stayed warm right through. I can pick another station here. Station seems to be really giving false hot readings. Let's try this one. Toms River. Unless it was really that hot there, you never know. Could be. It's a hot place. At least it cools down at night, though. So that one reads 65.5, so that one's a little cooler. So there's some variation with these local stations. That's why I like kind of going to the official ones, because some of these weather stations are just not that accurate. We'll do this Holiday City Berkeley one, and that's going to be it, I think. Just wanted to get a good local weather station for Toms River. No way it was at 58.8. No, that's really off. So, well, whatever. I'm not going to go nuts looking for it. But again, if I go to the thermometer, I'm going to walk over to it. Yep. I mean, I put stuck a thermometer in my window, and I've got the fan blowing out, so it's sucking the air in from outside, and it's saying 60. So, yeah, this alley is absolutely ridiculous. It's just this, like a little urban heat island here in Mineola. I mean, if you literally, you can walk around literally, and, you know, tonight I got off the bus I took the 15, I got off the bus by Old Country Road and County Seat Drive, a little bit past there, or more like Old Country and Roslyn Road, I think, and it was cool over there, and then when I walked toward the middle part of Mineola, the temperature just got warmer, because of all the freaking, you know, buildings over here, just holds in the heat, you know. Anyway, yeah, not if you don't like the heat, it's not a good thing. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get to the weather here. And you can see here we have another little weak front passing through tonight. That'll shift the winds over to the north. And maybe tomorrow will be a slightly cooler day, but not by much. I have this high pressure building, so it'll bring us another sunny day for tomorrow. We had sunshine today, by the way. I didn't even go over the satellite here. But you can see we had sunshine for most of the day. We now have some of these high clouds moving in. That's all this front has. There is some rain with it. That's going to stay upstate. That's not coming here. And going to the MODIS satellite, again, you can see there's that coastal storm again. But looking out over our area, a little haze in the air today, I noticed. It looks, see maybe a slight bit of it, but not much clouds. Again, fairly sunny. Not much clouds, and tomorrow should be the same. So we track this high. This moves away, get into that south flow on Thursday, increasing clouds, and here comes your front Friday morning. It looks like it's going to move through Friday morning, and then the rain should end by the afternoon. So it'll just be a quick shot. But now look what the GFS is doing. It's developing a low pressure system along the stall, so it stalls the front out to the east of us and develops another low pressure systems, which could bring a chance of showers on Saturday. And then we have drier, colder air building behind it, and then another system. So yeah, not quite. The GFS has a totally different look compared to the last run. What the hell just happened? All right, this is the 18Z run. So let me show you this, because this is crazy. All right, I had a big, strong, high pressure building down from Canada in yesterday's run. Let's go back a day. All right, it had a big, strong, look at that big, strong high there for next week, all right? That was going to bring a nice, big cool down. Now let's go to the recent run here. The high is in a completely different spot. That is very interesting. So it's a weaker high. It's not as strong, which means the air mass is probably not going to be as cold. Let's go to the temperature anomaly chart here. Yeah, it doesn't have a big, now if we go back, let's go back. Yeah, look at that. Huge difference between the runs. So what the heck? We were supposed to have a big cool down next week. We're looking forward to. Now it looks like we're going to get robbed of that cool down that we were supposed to get. Well, I guess it all boils down to what it's doing with the jet stream. So let's go look at the jet stream here. So let's see. All right, this is the old run. So you can see there's a pretty good sized trough there. That's Monday. And now we look at the new run. It's got a flatter look to it. So that's why. And then it doesn't really bring in as much cold air as it did. If you go to the previous run, yeah, big difference between the two runs. So it seems like it's whatever it is just backing off and having less deep of a trough. So it won't be as cold as we were expecting. It still won't be well above normal, but it won't be the big chill we were expecting. So let's go look at the HRRR, which should have enough of it in now. The 0Z HRRR, so we can look at our next chance of precipitation. And as we go into you can see there's that weak front comes through, high pressure builds in, and then we have this increasing southerly flow for Thursday, and you can see it could get quite breezy too. See how tight those isobars are, and here comes that rain. This is as far as I've got. This is 0Z Thursday. Nope, it's not what I want to show you. But it was 0Z Thursday, so this is as far as it goes. 0Z Friday, I should say. That's as far as this HRRR goes. This is the 0Z run tonight. It's as far as the HRRR will take us as far as the rain goes. We can look at the NAM 12, which will take us a little further out. I'd have to back this to the 18Z run. Let's see, this should take us a little further so you get an idea of the rain for Friday. Yeah, now NAM's a lot slower with bringing this rain through, by the way. The GFS has it moving through pretty quick. NAM wants to have it linger a little bit into the evening. If we look at the GFS here, which you can see it moves it away by later Saturday, but maybe this front might be slowing down, and that may be why the models are reacting to this change. And that's the other thing. Saturday, let me take this back to the eastern U.S. view here. we had a different look for Saturday. So if we look at Saturday here, all right, this is the latest. There's that low that forms along it, all right? So if we, again, go back to the 18Z run from last night, you can see that front is much further offshore. So it's slowing the front down. Let's see when this trend started. Was it the 0Z run? Was it the 12Z run? No, it still brought the front through a 12Z. It's just the 18Z run of the GFS. What the hell happened? I don't know if there's something wrong with this run or what. There may be something wrong with this run. It's possible. So we may have an issue with this run to see the model shift like that. So let me look at the 12Z GFS for next week and see if it brings in that cold. It's still, you see, it still brings in the strong high pressure with cold weather. So whatever the reason is, we may have to look at this 12Z GFS run and just consider there's something wrong with the 18Z GFS run. I mean, I'd have to look at another model, maybe the Icon. Let's see if the Icon takes us out to the weekend here and see what it does with this front here. So let's see if it's slowed. No, it keeps it moving too. So there may be something wrong with this GFS run. I'm thinking at 18Z. This is why I want to look at some of the other runs, because it seems like the 12Z is much. All right, so if we go to the 12Z GFS for next week, it still should show that cool down. Yeah, it still shows it. So we're going to have to stick with the 12Z GFS run if we want to have, I think. I don't know what's going on with the 18Z GFS. We'll have to see what the 0Z looks like, but I'm not going to wait for that. So our next chance of rain again would be, again, it is Friday. It is Friday morning that we see, and it should end by the afternoon. Though obviously, if we look at the NAM here, the NAM, well, this is the higher resolution NAM here. Probably not going to take us out that far. Yeah, it only takes us out to 0.6Z. So we'll talk more about that rain event, I guess, tomorrow or Thursday. But anyway, let's go look at now, being that we have an issue with the GFS now on the 18Z run. Now, just theoretically, we can look at the 18Z run. You can see what it does with the clouds here. So this is Friday. And see, it doesn't clear it out for Saturday like it was supposed to. We'd have to wait for Sunday to have sunshine. But again, if we roll this back to the 12Z run, you can see it's still got some clouds over us, but it doesn't have the precipitation. So there seems to be some kind of issue with that run. And usually the GFS doesn't have these things, but it just leads me to believe that there's some kind of issue, unless it's just a trend and the model just flip-flopped. Which is entirely possible. But anyway, this is the 12Z run for tomorrow. So looking at the temperatures here, I will go to the HRRR. I guess, being that we have some issues with the GFS. I can't say if it's a trend or not, so I don't really want to look too much at it for the long-term temperature trends, because it may be a little off. But here's your HRRR tomorrow. We're going to have highs well into the mid-60s tomorrow, especially in New Jersey, maybe 70. Long Island a touch cooler, probably more like mid-60s. Drops down at night to the 40s, maybe some 30s in the Pine Barrens. And then Thursday we have not as warm because there'll be more of a southeast flow. And there's that cloud cover that we'll have around on Thursday rolling in on us. So let's go look at the dew points here. And we'll see what we have here. So you see, this is the dew points, and we're just showing you this to show you the wind flow changing from the west to southwest to northerly tomorrow. So more of a northerly component brings in cleaner air, drier air, and slightly cooler air, but hopefully means more clear skies. And then Thursday, we have more of that southeast flow that's going to become more of a south flow as we head into Friday morning. So if we look at the GFS here, all right, this is, again, the 18Z GFS that we're looking at. So you can see it's bringing those high dew points and higher dew points. That brings in the rain for Friday and Friday morning. And you can see it kind of just doesn't, it has the front a lot closer. And again, if we go to the 12Z, it looks completely different as it builds in the drier, cooler air for Saturday. And if we look at the temperatures, there'll probably be a big difference. So this is the 12Z run here. So Saturday's in the low 50s. So when we now go to the 18Z run, it's a little colder because of the rain that might linger over the area. And then we go into Sunday, and that has us highs around 50. This is the 12Z. 18Z is similar in that regard. But as we go into next week, this is where we start seeing these differences. So this is the 12Z and the 18Z. Now the 18Z, it seems like it pushes the cooler air in faster. And then we have highs. It'd still be cool next week, but just not as cold. This is Tuesday. And again, if we go to the old run, you can see it's a little colder. The 18Z run just changed substantially on this. So I don't know if it's a trend or it's just the model having an issue or not. You can see some really warm air over the southeast that might try to make a run at us. This is the 18Z run now. You can see it has us warming up again before it gets cold again for the next weekend. But let's look at the skies for next week just for the heck of it. And though this far out, it's kind of fruitless. It's not really showing it that clear, but it could be clear on those days. Again, because this far out. Again, we can shift. We can shift between the models. So this is the 18Z run, 12Z run. All right. That's the 12Z run. That's the 18Z run. And for Wednesday, that's the 18Z run. This is the 12Z run. So there's some differences here that definitely have to be addressed. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's a trend. We will only know if it's a trend if the next run looks like this and then the run after looks like that. Then we know that something changed for next week with the temperatures, all right? Because, like I said, it was supposed to be a big cool down next week. This is the 18Z, and that's the 12Z. I mean, a pretty substantial difference there in the output for the temperatures for next week. So it's all depending on a bunch of things in the upper air that, you know. But anyway, let's go back to the skies now, because I actually prefer, for skies, I actually prefer using the RGM. So let's go to the RGM here. All right, even though it's not a, long-range model, it'll take us through the next couple of days. So we start off with some clouds in the morning, and then I think by 10, 11 o'clock, we're mostly sunny. And then for Thursday, we're going to have these high clouds around, and they're probably going to thicken as the day goes on. Into the evening, and then this takes us out to Friday with obviously we're going to have plenty of clouds and maybe some sun trying to come out if that front just keeps moving and doesn't get hung up. I can look at the NAM too as well as with the sky here. 18Z NAM run. So here's your 18Z NAM run, and again, same deal, just some few clouds in the morning. Tomorrow should be a very nice sunny day, and I would recommend getting out there and enjoying, because I think we'll see more clouds on Thursday, though Thursday won't be completely overcast until we get toward the late afternoon hours. But as for the weekend, it's going to be hard to say. I will look at one more model, which is the European. It's the other long-range model we have to look at, but again, I'd have to use the windy.com site. Okay, all right, they fixed some things on this site here. So look at these two storms here out in the ocean. You have to put wind gusts around them. Look at that. That's impressive right there. But anyway, let's go to the temperatures, because this is what I'm curious about. Let's see what it does. Well, let's first see what it does with that storm, the storm for the weekend. All right, so here you go. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Thursday, we see the high clouds arriving. Let's see what it does with this front here. So this is the European model. So it's just your front moving through in the morning, and it keeps it moving and moves it away from us by the afternoon. Now let's see if it hangs it up offshore. No, it keeps it moving. So it keeps things moving. So I don't know why the GFS may be having an issue here. And then as we get into next week, you'll see more of a cool down in the east here. So let's see how the the European shows this cool down. Oh, it shows it all right. It shows it. So it has highs 40s, yeah. So definitely a cool down in the Euro shows it as well. So I think there's just something wrong with that GFS run. So we'll find out tomorrow when I look at it again and see if it's an issue or not. But I'm going to be doing some hiking tomorrow, so I'm not going to probably have the energy for this kind of detailed weather update. But that's going to wrap up this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.